Hey, I'm Jake Thompson, one of the brewers here at the Rahr Technical Center Brewery, known as the Rahr Eagle Brewery. And we're talking about beers for CBC this year in 2026 in Philadelphia. The first beer that I'm pretty excited about is our Chit Czech. So we used 20% Chit malt in our Czech Pale Lager, featuring all Gambinus malts. So it's Gambinus Chit malt, which is brand new, Gambinus Pilsner malt, and a little bit of Gambinus honey malt. The idea behind the Chit Czech beer was to sort of mimic decoction mouthfeel. So we're adding a lot of those dextrins from the Chit malt in there. So this is not a decocted beer, but we were trying to mimic that flavor profile a little bit. And it's all SOTS hops, 3470 yeast, nice and clean, neutral flavor, let the malt and the hops shine through. We found that at 20% inclusion with Chit malt, it gives a really, really great foam stand on it. We can do a full milk pour and it's gonna hold for quite a long time. And at 20% inclusion, we didn't see any really noticeably lautering issues. We got through the brew just fine without any extra enzymes or much rice hulls needed at all. We're talking about CBC 2026 beers for Philadelphia. And the one that I'm really excited about is the Simpsons Best Bitter. We were asked to make a beer that showcases Simpsons Golden Promise, so I thought what better beer to make than a nice, refreshing Best Bitter. So we used about 80% Golden Promise, a little bit of Simpsons Munich, Simpsons Medium Crystal, and Extra Dark Crystal with Cascade and Fuggle. The Simpsons Best Bitter ended up about 3.9 ABV and about 30 BU, so it's a ton of malty goodness in it, a little bit of sweetness from the crystal malts, but balanced nicely with those 30 BUs. And the one we're talking about right now is we did a split wort ferment between 3470 and SH45, which is Fermentis' new kind of thiolized lager yeast. We really wanted to allow the yeast to shine through as much as we could, so we tried to somewhat make a little bit of a boring beer, if you will, kind of more of a Italian Pilsner maybe, but the malt bill on the SH45 3470 split ferment is 95% North Star Pils and 5% dextrin, also from Rahr Malting. Just a nice, easy, clean base. For the hops, we used SOTS, Cascade, and Hallertau Blanc. So not something that you're gonna think of with a ton of tropical thiolized characters in it necessarily, but do have a decent amount of bound thiol potential. We also decreased the dry hop to only of 1/3 of a pound per barrel. We did do that during active fermentation to try to promote some of those thiol changes, but if you want to come try them side by side, we'll be at the RahrBSG booth, 1603. Last beer that we're talking about today is SH45 Hoppy Lager. On this Hoppy Lager, we used Fermentis SafLager SH45, which is a kind of a thiolized lager strain from Fermentis that we're really excited to try out more. Again, with that malt bill, we wanted to keep it nice and clean and light, lets the yeast and the hops shine through, so we used 95% North Star Pils and 5% raw dextrin. On this one, we decided to keep the hops just very simple. We went with just Cascade on the hot side, and then Cascade and a little bit of Saphir on the dry hop, which we also dry hopped at about 50% apparent attenuation to try to get that biotransformation of that thiolized yeast. Come try it at the RahrBSG Village, booth 1603, and let us know what you think.